here's Brody Brazil.
Hey, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to this series profiling individual members of the 2023 Oakland A's. This time around, as you know, it's Esteury Ruiz's turn. And he's interesting, not only how the A's acquired him in that Sean Murphy to Atlanta deal. No, Ruiz was actually with the Brewers. Remember, it was a three-team trade. So he came from Milwaukee. More on that in just a second. But also the unique skill set that he brings. And if it can translate in the green and gold, he's going to do something special that we have not quite seen in Oakland in quite some time. So let's dig into the basics on Mr. Ruiz. Opening day, he'll be 24 years old. He comes in with 29 days of big league service time, and that service time split between two clubs already. He was acquired back on the 12th day of December 2022 from Milwaukee, again, as part of that three-team total deal that the big headline was Sean Murphy being sent to Atlanta. But at some point, for a brief period, because he came from San Diego, he was ranked number 5, the number 5 prospect in the Milwaukee organization. Only played 3 games with the Brewers, and maybe that's how we should begin his 2022 in review. 17 big league games total. He was first called up by the Padres in the month of July, played 14 games there. Then just 3 games with Milwaukee after he switched organizations, went back down to AAA, spent most of August there, and most of September there. Just those 3 games with the Brewers, played some left, played some center, and played some right field. So versatile, good skill set as an outfielder. More on that as well in just a second. But let's go back to where he played most of his baseball last year, in AAA. 37 games played with Nashville. Of course, that's the former A's affiliate in AAA. It's now the Brewers AAA affiliate. In Nashville, hit .329, 3 homers, 19 RBI, and 25 stolen bases. Again, 25 swipes in 37 games. How about the 77 games played for AA and AAA in the Padres organization? Hit .333, 13 dingers, 46 RBI, and 60 stolen bags in 77 games played. Are you noticing a trend there? That's a lot of steals, relatively speaking. Like almost 1 a game. 114 minor league games last year for him. He scored 114 runs. So he did score a run per game. He's on base a lot. He touches home plate a lot. But 85 stolen bases in 114 minor league games. Granted, minor leagues, major leagues, we'll see what carries over. But if he's already shown that ability to get from first to second and from second to third, I'm digging this for the Oakland A's. Last year, statistically, he cut his strikeouts down and he got his walks up. Some deeper analytics show that he got his hard contact rate up from about 18% up to almost 30% in 2022. So he did a lot of things, not only stealing bags when he got on, but cutting down the strikeouts, getting the walks up, so the on-base percentage improving, and just flat out hitting the baseball harder, hard contact, almost 30% in 2022. Now, defensively in his professional career, he's been a second baseman and he's been an outfielder. Essentially 5 years as an infielder at second base with a .938 fielding percentage. And then when he moved to the outfield, most recently, a .996 fielding percentage out there in center. And it's great, right? You have somebody who was probably brought up as a shortstop and a pitcher, but eventually made the move to second base. He's got the skill set of an infielder who now just happens to be playing a lot of outfield defensively. So you're getting some very interesting pieces here, and somebody who is, most likely heavily going to compete for a job in Oakland's outfield, especially if, number one, we preview his 2023, can you run like Ricky? Now, granted, I don't want to put Ricky Henderson weight on Esteury Ruiz. Like, that seems a bit ridiculous, but looking at his steal totals, right? Just the amount of bags he stole last year. And I know the A's don't necessarily subscribe to that brand of baseball in recent years, but when you have a talent like this, how could you not use it? Now, it is a crowded outfield in Oakland. There are a lot of utility brand players that are going to wear the Kelly green this year. And it kind of makes you wonder, how will Mark Kotsay decide who to play, when, who will get the start of the season? You have somebody like Christian Pache who's flat out of options. So all of this factors into Oakland's outfield situation, which is definitely going to have way more than 3 capable outfielders that are able to play the position, probably more like 6. And you only get 3 spots every given game, and quite honestly, you're not going to keep 6 outfielders. So what happens in Oakland's outfield, and where does Ruiz fit in? Where, when, and how? That all obviously remains to be seen. Plate discipline, I love the fact that you can tangibly see season to season that a batter has, kept the average up, but cut down on the strikeouts, got the walks up. I mean, look, if Ruiz is going to do that type of damage on the base paths, you simply need him on base. Yeah, the hard hit rate is great, but get him on base. Whether it's a hit or a walk is just fine. Let's turn a free pass into a double. What do you say, Ruiz? And then maybe to escape some of the hype in the Padres organization, in the Brewers organization, once you get tabbed and tagged as, the guy we brought in who was young and we drafted him and he's our homegrown product, something about coming out to the Oakland A's where you're going to be among a bunch of young players who are all highly regarded, but you don't have to be the guy and carry the weight and the next big thing. There doesn't have to be that pressure on Esteury Ruiz out here to hold any kind of previous labels. You go out and do your thing, and you're going to earn that respect and that fan cred. It's going to come your way pretty quick. So Esteury Ruiz, again, a unique story, like the individual aspect. He's the lone player from Milwaukee as part of that transaction. What he does on the base paths, I don't know that the A's have anyone with those types of numbers. Yeah, Tony Kemp should be able to steal you some bases. Same thing with Laureano. But they've never put up the base running numbers like Ruiz did, especially last year. And again, AAA versus the big leagues, we'll see what can and will translate over. So that does it for this player profile. Let me know what you think about Ruiz or this series in the comment section below. Thumbs up on this video if it provided you value. And don't forget, subscribe to this channel. I got a couple more of these coming out right around the corner.